Okay, I've just discovered something. There is a basement at the Alamo, but nobody ever talks about it. And if you ask anybody at the Alamo that works there, they will tell you that it doesn't exist. But it is there, and it is an extension of Area 51. They have a warehouse down there where they keep aliens from different planets in deep hibernation. Well, folks, I'm on my way to meet Clem at the Alamo. Let's go.
CLORG, I'm afraid that my timing was a little bit off because sometimes we're on Texas time down here, which means that they're closing it. I'm sorry about that. I forgot to check the website on the Alamo.
That's okay. I can come back on another day.
Well, oh, hoity-doity.
Maybe you can show me a little bit about what's happening on the outside.
Well, this, of course, is the original facade right here. And they added that at the top because it was all crunched in from the outer rim. There's a little bit of a modification there. And usually they have a lot of them snack bars up here, but they don't have them right now because they're getting ready to change the Alamo up and everything. Now right here,
how are they going to change it up?
Oh, they're going to do more historical stuff. They're going to like make it more tourist friendly. This is a statue. I believe that's Daniel Boone. It's Davy Crockett. Sure does look like Fess Parker though, doesn't it? Fess Parker played both Daniel Boone and Davy Crockett, and that's probably why I'm so confused. So there's a statue of Fess Parker. Well, I believe that's a Bowie knife, but that's funny that Davy Crockett would have a Bowie knife, but maybe Bowie already, I'm not sure, but they all ended up like probably sharing each other's knives or something, CLORG, I don't know. Kind of sharp. I'm not supposed to touch it. See, in those days it was okay for the men to wear the dresses and such, as long as it had certain masculine elements to it, like the fringes and the leather, because both of those things just scream masculinity. Not like today. Everything's kind of up and down today, you know. But nonetheless, you know, you got your fringe, you got your leather. It works out pretty good. I mean, I'm kind of scared of this guy. My daddy brought me here one time back in the day, and I actually used to sit on these and pretend they were like dragons. And I think that was before they put that sign there. In fact, I may be the reason that they put that do not touch sign there, because I did my fair share of touching on these double barrels. Sometimes I have a touching problem. Now this here is the female of the Alamo, carrying child. And this is the wheel and sword.
I see that.
You had to avoid children being close to a wheel, especially if it was moving, and from a sword that may be advancing towards your face. Those were two elements in child safety in the Alamo. So right over here, CLORG.
Yeah.
This is called the cenotaph. It's a representative of certain sacrifices made.
Yeah. That chokes you up a little bit.
These are historical individuals here, CLORG.
Well, and I guess that's Davy Crockett again right there.
That's Davy Crockett, and that's Billy Bob Thornton right there. That looks like Brian Keith, and I believe that's Richard Boone over on the far right. I don't see the Duke up here. Oh, he was the one at the front of the statue.
Oh. Clem, do you know anything about the basement?
I've just heard rumors.
Well, I'm going to have to come back on another day to see the Alamo because it was closed. I'm not sure how much of that history from Clem was accurate, so check the brain feed on that. On another day, I would return to the Alamo to search for the basement. But first, I stopped by the nearby San Fernando Cathedral. Isn't this a gorgeous facade? Or facade, as Clem would say. In 1731, a group of 15 families from the Canary Islands were summoned by the King of Spain to start a settlement here near the banks of the San Antonio River. And this cathedral was established. Can you imagine? You're in the Canary Islands near Africa. You get a missive from the king. How'd that even get over there? They took a ship to deliver that, or a pigeon. And then you're like, oh yeah, okay, so let's go across the Atlantic Ocean in a ship and set up a town. This structure, parts of it anyway, I don't think the whole thing has been here since the mid 1700s. I think the back part of it is the original structure. Here's the back part of it. So I think that's part of the original structure there. And right across the street is City Hall. The Tower of the Americas was built in 1968 for the Hemisphere World's Fair and is 750 feet tall. The 3 elevators can carry 1,950 passengers in an hour.
In front of us here is a large statue called the Stargazer.
There will be a more complete Riverwalk episode next week, but here's a small taste. Okay, let's head over to the Alamo to find that basement. Davy Crockett was a famous Tennessee frontiersman and politician. He famously voted against Andrew Jackson's Indian Removal Act in 1830, a precursor to the Trail of Tears. I believed it was a wicked, unjust measure, and my conscience yet tells me that I have a good, honest vote, and one that I believe will not make me ashamed in the day of judgment. You can see that this was attacked by cannons. This part's broken off. This chapel building was actually not fully complete in 1836 at the time of the Battle of the Alamo. It was still missing a roof. Obviously, they've since completed the roof. This chapel is one of the only 2 buildings left from that battle, the other being the Long Barracks. In this detailed model, look at all the area 200 men had to defend against several thousand. The chapel was actually the last line of defense in the losing battle. So that part is just actually a pretty small room. And then you come out here and it's much bigger. It has other attractions. These large panels are fascinating and give a very detailed history of the area, starting from the Mission period and those we spoke of earlier who traveled from the Canary Islands. The fort spanned around this area, encompassing the chapel, the Long Barracks, and much of Alamo Plaza out in front of the chapel. This that we passed earlier is the Long Barracks, and it is the oldest building in San Antonio, all the way back from the 1720s. Inside here you can find a little museum with Davy Crockett's hunting knife and rifle. Looks like there's going to be a big event here tonight. Pretty cool, huh? It's a Friday night. Some beautiful trees here in the courtyard. Now the rumor goes that there is no basement here in the Alamo, but it's here. Well, that sure put a damper on my visit to the Alamo. It's true. It's all true. There are deep hibernation chambers in the basement of the Alamo. Could this be an extension of Area 51? I'm not sticking around long enough to find out. Let's go. I'll see you next week. By the way, very quickly, if you like the show, consider Buy Me a Coffee to help support the show. Buy Me a Coffee is a great way for creators and artists to accept one-time support or membership ongoing from their fans for the price of a coffee. Go to buymeacoffee.com/brainfire to help the show. Thank you.
Get out of here to where the weather is clear. We'll take some coffee and some bagels and get out of here to where the weather is clear.